How's it going, everyone? This is. Oh, I know it's been so long. And you know what? I don't even know what to say about it, to be honest, because I am literally. I've literally been up and down, up and down, up and down. Kind of busy, but it's whatever. It's life. And I finally decided to plug myself down and actually just do this. So, here comes episode 4. Um, and today we're going to talk about open world games, a very special topic of mine. Something I know quite a bit about. I play a lot of open world games. They're kind of my favorite. Um, the top three that I've been kind of playing here and there, for the most part, Breath of the Wild, Skyrim, and Horizon Zero Dawn. These are the top three that we're going to be talking about in this video. Probably get a little bonus of Grand Theft Auto 5. Um, what we're going to be talking about is combat, traveling, weapons, carrying items, upgrade systems, money, and saving the game. Those are the main topics that I thought of that comes up when going over going through a open world game. Those are the biggest concerns. Um, some of these games kind of we'll mostly be going over each topic one by one, with comparing all three games within the same topic. Okay, good. Blah, I cannot talk. Covering all three games, yeah, within the same topic, yeah, at once. Um, to basically give us a rundown of how each game goes over each aspect of it, and what differs, what's the same. If there are any differences, there are a couple of games that are couple well topics on the list that are kind of the same in all three of the games. But yeah, like I said, we're going to do combat, traveling, weapons, carrying items, upgrade system, money, saving. Let me see. First off, we're gonna go with combat. Now, combat. And you know what? No, scratch that. We're gonna go back and I'm gonna explain a bit of the games, just a little bit, just the basic premise of each game. With Skyrim, you are the Dragonborn, and you are to stop the threat of the almighty Alduin from being the world destroyer. I forget what he's actually called. It's been so long since I actually just played the story and not just played the game. But yeah. Um yeah, you are the Dragonborn and you go around doing, different quests, blah blah blah. Stop Alduin. And you can go about it a number of different ways, which we kind of go about in combat and with weapons. With Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda, yeah, it's basically every single fucking Legend of Zelda game. You are Link, and you are to stop Ganon and save Princess Zelda. That's it. Moving on. With Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn is a little bit interesting. It's a lot different than kind of most games, at least the premise of it. And well, the story, I'll say. Now, you are Aloy. She is a part of this community in the post apocalypse. No one really knows what happens to the old civilization, and if we did, um, And if they did, nobody really likes to talk about it. Nobody likes to talk about the old ones, as they like to call it. And as you go around, you discover that you're different from everybody because you've been ostracized by your own society, being called a freak and whatever else. And so, yeah, your basically your mission is just going and finding out what the fuck you are and what makes you so different. But yeah, the story is interesting. Very, very interesting. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is combat. We're going to be talking about enemy combat with stealth. If they have any like elemental or any other type of elements of kind of like magic, something like that of combat. Basic movement, kind of your move sets, and let's see, in Skyrim, you have a variety of different weapons. You have the bows, swords, great swords, warhammers, maces, axes, warhammers, axes, daggers, and I'm probably forgetting a couple of them. But you also have magic as well. And with that, with the magic, you have elemental spells. You have offensive spells like healing, shield. With the elemental spells, you have ice, lightning, and fire, and with a variety of different attacks. Um, and you also have shouts. Shouts can come in a variety of different forms. Some shouts give you the location of enemies. Some shouts um, you spew fire. You spew ice. You can't spew a lightning out your mouth. Oh, that'll be kind of awesome. Um, some shouts disarm. Uh, but yeah, shouts can do a number of different things. Um, so you have your choices of using a sword, shield, you know, two-handed sword, two-handed warhammer, um, two-handed battle axe. I feel like I'm missing something because you got the mace. Oh, war axe. Okay, that's what it was. Okay. And the attacks are kind of basic. Just all basically the same thing with each different variation of the weapon because you have different tiers of it. There's nothing really too different. You kind of a forward attack. You got power attacks. You can, if you lean in the direction, stick forward when you make a power attack, or left or right or back is kind of different animations depending on what you have. Um, yeah, and they all basically do the same type of movement. There's no real variation there. You do have bows. And yeah, there's really no. There's just not a. Unfortunately, there's not like a sweet spot. Like you get a enemy in the head, they automatically die. Which is like so stupid because you can get headshots all day, and it's just like, yeah, I'm still alive. I'm running at you with like 3 arrows in their head, and it's just like, okay. They didn't think about the hitboxes on this one. Yeah, stealth though. Stealth, is okay. You can get upgrades to your stealth because at first you just do times 2 damage, and with different upgrades, you can with your bows you can do times 3, and with your daggers you can do times 15 with a stealth attack. So yeah, pretty powerful. Especially once you get the higher level weapons later on, you're basically going to one hit kill a lot of stuff. So if you do like 30 damage with a normal, let's say, ebony dagger, that's like the highest level dagger that you got, bam, do 30 damage. You do times 15. Hold on. I don't know what the fuck 30 times 15 is. So, let me just excuse me. Let me just look that up real quick. Do the math. Yeah, that's 450 damage. So you can easily kill a lot of lower level enemies, and some of the higher level enemies are, might take one or two, but yeah. Luckily, sometimes when you're in stealth, that you can hit them if you're quick enough, especially with some of the perks that you get when you level up. You can be quick enough to hit them, um, get 2 or 3 sneak attacks in, so you don't have to really worry about that. But yeah, so the combat, it doesn't really vary by race, except for like a couple people. Like some people have different resistances, and some like a dark elf will have 50% resistance to fire. So going it's pretty good to go in the game with that. Or a Nord, the main race in Skyrim, have 50% resistance to frost. Or an orc, which would be they have really an attack plus type of thing. You get 2 times the damage plus they have an attack power with 2 times the damage plus um oh right, and you get half the damage in return. So but that power only lasts for like 60 seconds. So it's good, but it's only 60 seconds, and you can only use it once a day. Um, but yeah, everybody attacks the same. Nobody really attacks different. There's no real um major advantages for choosing a different race. Or really too many different style weapons. You can smith your own weapon up to basically ridiculous levels of combat. Um, yeah, the moveset with the weapons are basically the same. Um, I'm trying to think. Oh, with the combat, yeah, something I realized, you can't really like stray from side to side in Skyrim, so it's kind of weird. It's just like you just kind of just shoot, and you kind of have to just constantly move. You can't just kind of lock onto a target. Yeah, you can't lock onto a target. Hmm. Hmm. Uh, that will make not killing your that will make not killing your followers like a lot helpful, because you can have followers that help you in combat. Like if you're like a magic wielder, and you're just like not really tanky, you know you're a magic wielder, so you send out a follower, and bam, they're like they're your tank, so you send them out first, and you just sit back and shooting spells. So it'll be, but the thing about you shooting spells is that, especially if it's like an area effect spell, you'll hit your follower, and then either they're gonna turn your back on you and start attacking you if you hit them too much, or they're gonna die. So it's kind of frustrating. It's kind of frustrating, but because I have, oh my god, the first time I played Skyrim, I killed like 10 people, plus a dog. I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm just not allowed to have a fucking follower. So I just stopped having followers. But now but luckily they added an element into the game where you don't kill your followers. You can't kill them in combat. So, whew, definitely don't have to worry about killing any followers. I have lost one though. Like, she literally just disappeared, and I'm like, mm. Because normally when your followers die, they go to like their city's morgue or whatever. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, they go to these morgue and shit, and you can see their coffin and whatever. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that don't happen all the time. Sometimes they fucking disappear, and it's like, where the fuck did you go? Or if a giant hits them, they go send it off to the stratosphere, and they're like, and just like, there goes all my special items I just gave that motherfucker. So yeah, that's pretty fucking annoying. Anyway, on the combat, that's kind of basically it though. There's nothing really there's something really special about it. I mean, you can either come up there stealthily, or you can just be a fucking tank and Leroy Jenkins that shit. And yeah, drop. Anyway, at the beginning of the game, doing the tank thing is not wise. But uh, yeah, it's yeah. There's no lock on. There's no nothing really else. No special like way to defeat them. I mean, some enemies have some certain weaknesses. Like if you fight an ice wraith, you hit them with fire, boom, it's fire. It's gonna melt them. Or if you hitting a troll, all trolls are weak to fire. Bam, hit them with fire. They die quicker. Or you don't, and they regenerate. And it seems like the ice versions of animals are a bit stronger. So hitting being level 60 and hitting the ice wolf. I mean, hitting the regular wolf, that would be down in one hit. But being level 60 and hitting the ice wolf, you might have to hit it like 5 times. So there's that. But yeah, the different shouts do help you a lot, though, especially since they last so long. You can use different combinations of shouts and other things to kind of help you out. Like let's say you're just in a jam and you got like a bunch of people up on you, attacking you left and right. You can use become ethereal shout. Basically, you become trans transparent. Anyway, people can't touch you, but you can't attack them either. So, but you can use healing items and just kind of use that to your advantage to get away from everybody. Get a kind of reposition yourself to a different location. So, or just use different shouts to your advantage, like the force unrelenting force shout. That's basically the most common, the first shout that you're gonna get. And that just basically you're gonna clear the room, more or less, and definitely it helps you out there. Let me think. Strength. Yeah, you can crouch, but crouching really doesn't help you really do anything except for sneak. Um, I mean, other than kind of using your environment to your advantage a little bit, like the fact that if you're next to a cliff and you happen to knock an enemy off a cliff, they'll die. That's kind of par for the course in most games, though. You know. Um, Trying to think where else. Nothing really else to go with combat in Skyrim. Yeah, we can move on to Breath of the Wild. Now, Breath of the Wild is a bit more. Hmm, I guess I should have went over spells a bit more. I mean, there's nothing really with spells. I mean, you have different. Well, okay, I guess I can go over that. Sorry, back to Skyrim for a second. You have different spells that can do magic. Just no shit. You have you have different spells that can do stuff like oh fuck. Take fucking two. God damn it. um, you have the defensive spells like the elemental spells. Um, they come in a variety of different levels. You have a little fireball that does like 25 damage, and then you have like a big giant fireball that does like an area effect. No, it's incinerate. That's what it is, and that doesn't do an area effect, but it has like the max damage, which is like crazy. And so, yeah, you have that. Um, thing about magic though, you kind of use it kind of goes away a little fast. Like even with like the perks to like reduce magic cost, it kind of just is like Jesus Christ, that went away quick as hell. Like, and they're not even dead. So it really, but yeah, I'm gonna get to that in a second. What else? Yeah, you have like illusion magic, which can help disorient your opponents. Cast fear or frenzy. Frenzy kind of gets other enemies just to attack anything, or fear helps them run away. So kind of even the playing field a little bit. Yeah, depending on the level of the spell, more enemies can be affected by it. So if you have a weak little baby spell, novice spell, um, is only going to be affected by base level enemies. And if you have a master spell, basically everybody's going to get affected by it, I think, except for like maybe bosses. Um, Shit, I think even some bosses can be paralyzed though. I don't know. Yeah, but I'll say the best magic though is paralysis, because there nobody has a weakness to it. Nobody's like, oh yeah, because there are certain enemies, like I said, with the Nords being like 50% resistant to magic. I mean, not the magic, to frost. I don't know if I said that or if I said it right. Anyway, they're 50% resistant to frost. So if you're shooting frost at a Nord enemy, which most of your enemies are going to be Nords. So if you shoot frost at a Nord, yeah, you're going to kill them a lot slower than you would shoot them with fire or something. But luckily, fire or like reduces stamina. Ice, fire reduces your health initially, and then it has like kind of like a bleed out effect. Over time you lose like 5 points per second or something like that. Anywho, ice reduces health and reduces stamina, and magic reduces health and reduces your magic. So you have that. Um, I'm trying to think other than illusion spells. What else can you use in a fight? Fuck. I don't use like that many different spells that often. I mean, you got wards and stuff that kind of boost your defense and help absorb spells and shit. But I can't really think of like what else could you do with that. Hmm. Hmm. Oh well. Anywho, now that I covered the kind of the magic part, Jesus Christ. We can go on Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild. Um, for all the like kind of, he kind of does the same thing. Kind of does the same basic attack for kind of the different weapons that they have. It's a great variety of weapons, but for the different like move set, it's all basically the same. If you have a short sword, it's gonna move the same. A long weapon is gonna move the same, but it does hit different though. If you have a sword, it's gonna be a lot easier to knock down a tree than it is like with a sledgehammer. So a blunt weapon uh versus a sharp weapon does make a difference. So yeah, can I keep that in mind? Um, you also have bombs, remote bombs. These bombs come in circle and square. Squares is mostly for just setting a bomb down, and it's gonna stay in place. And the circle bomb is for if you want to roll a bomb downhill or just want to make some distance with the bomb and have the wind carry the bomb. Because these bombs are light enough to float in water, and be carried by wind. So that is something to take in mind um, when different things are moving about, especially if it's like a very windy day, or because there's so many different ways to go into combat with Breath of the Wild. It's ridiculously nuts. You can do a lot of different things. Sorry, thirsty. Um, but yeah, like I said, he moves basically the same. I guess I'll just go into kind of just the basic combat things instead of trying to go into every different way you can kind of kill an enemy. Because Jesus Christ, there's so many. Enemies versus stealth. If you sneak up on an enemy, you get a sneak strike. Um, you also have a charge attack, charged up attack with different effects depending on the weapon. If it's a short weapon, you're going to do this classic Link spin attack. If it's a longer weapon, you do a spin attack, but he kind of like, I guess the weapon is so big for Link, he's slow with it. And since he's slow, it's gonna take longer for him to attack with a bigger two-handed weapon than it is with the short weapon or a spear. Now it does have its advantages to go with a short weapon than a long weapon is in I guess in most cases, but you do have an but for your area of effect with the longer weapons, if you hold the charge up button, Link does this spin move, and you can spin and constantly attack enemies. So that's pretty helpful right there. So while you're spinning this big heavy weapon, you can bam, 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 spam attack this one enemy and knock their health down pretty quickly. So while it may take a minute to get that first hit going, once you start get it going, all you gotta do is just keep it up, and you're gonna be killing enemies left and right. Especially when you get in the groups, jeez, because they can overwhelm you pretty quick. Especially with enemies shooting arrows and like 5 dudes coming at you while those enemies are still shooting arrows. Yeah, that can overwhelm you pretty quick. So I kind of use that as just a clear the room move, because the bomb doesn't. You think the bomb would do that, but the bomb really doesn't do that much damage, and it doesn't knock back as much, especially with kind of the taller, bigger enemies. It doesn't really do that much knockback. Um, but yeah, as soon as I use the spin move with the big weapons as a clear the room move. You just spin and spin and spin and spin and spin, and bam. Now you can, because Once you finish using the charge attack for the big weapons, it will hit with Link will hit the ground with the ground pound, depending on how much you charge up the weapon. Bam, pound the ground. Now that does affect your weapon, but I'll be getting to that, how it affects your weapon, in a minute. But yeah, that's what I use. You can headshot people. Yeah, you can headshot people with arrow, and that's critical hit point. I'm not sure if it's like double or anything. I never really like measured it out or anything, but yeah, bam, critical hit, bam, bam, bam. Especially on a lot of the weaker enemies, that'll help out a lot, because if you hit them with a critical hit, they're probably more than likely they're gonna drop their weapon. If you hit them in the air, hit them in the head with the arrow, they're gonna drop their weapon, and you can pick up their weapon, so they won't have anything to fight with. Or now if you drop a weapon, the enemies will pick your weapon up that you dropped. So if you drop a weapon, and because if you get hit with an electric attack, Link is gonna drop his weapons. So if you drop your weapon and you don't know where to find it, and then you suddenly see an enemy coming at you with your weapon, well, that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. So yeah, that could be annoying. And enemies are kind of smart. They're kind of smart. Like if you come, like if there's certain enemies, like these lizard enemies. I'm not trying to butcher this name, so it's whatever. These lizard enemies, and if you try to come at them just straight up with a sword, they're gonna dodge. Like in some, like a lot, but that. Coming out with a sword, they're gonna dodge. Other enemies, if you come out with a sword and they got a shield, they're gonna block with the shield. So yeah, it's very interactive that way. But you can strafe if you lock on them, and you can backflip dodge, sidestep dodge. The Link does have that for you. So if you can perfect dodge. When you perfect dodge, you can initiate a flurry rush. Now the flurry rush, you're just smashing the attack button, and bam, 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 bam. Get all these loads of hits in, which can definitely help out, especially with some of these tougher enemies early on in the game. But yeah, you can definitely use all the elements to your advantage. The environment, different. There's so many different ways to kill an enemy in Breath of the Wild. But you can also parry attacks with your shield. I'm not sure if you can parry attacks with a weapon though. I'm not really sure how that works. But yeah, you can do a lot. Link doesn't have any magic. There is no magic. Kinda. He has these powers that he gets from the Great Guardians that you kind of have to. You don't have to defeat them before you go to Hyrule Castle. But I mean, I guess it'd be nice. I'm not sure what happens if you don't. I mean, I guess you just do it, and then they just be like, all right, but you still got shit fucked up over here. So you didn't really beat the game, but you beat it. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But yeah, but yeah, once you defeat like the four guardians, you get certain powers. One power will just instantly revive you and give you extra hearts. Another power will give you like free, like if you're blocking, it give you like it's a shield, so it give you like free 3 free hit points or something like that. Block you from like 3 attacks. And another shoots out lightning. I'm not really sure how that works. I haven't gotten the power yet. I have been avoiding that like the plague. Um, and the last one is she just boom, a burst up into the air like a gust of wind that burst flies you up in the air. But yeah, though, so many different ways you can fight these guys, and it's incredibly ridiculous. Let me see. Uh, all right, Horizon Zero Dawn. I almost forgot about that. I was about to move on to the next topic. Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn. Most of the things you're only gonna have it. Unlike Skyrim, where you have Skyrim and Breath of the Wild, where you have so many variety of weapons. Horizon Zero Dawn, no, you have a variety of weapons, but they're all just basically upgrades of the same weapon. Like that's literally it. Like I know this is the same for Skyrim and Breath of the Wild, but hear me out. Okay, so you have this bow, right? And then you get to like the best bow. It's just that same bow, just not. It doesn't have a better attack power. It can just do more stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you get and it just give you a variety of more weapons because you're basically already at max attack power. Basically, it's kind of one of those games. You get upgrades to because you have a spear and you can get upgrades to that, but yeah, there's nothing like oh this is gonna hit stronger than that, and so there's nothing like that. You get what you get, and you take 15 swings in the beginning of the game. It's gonna take 15 swings at the end. So to kill the enemy. Um, yeah. So you get a spear. At first you got this normal spear, and then I think you upgrade twice. I haven't got the second upgrade yet, but the second upgrade you can put patches or something like that on it. Anywho, you can put things on it, and it'll give it like extra boosts or little buffs or whatever, depending on what it is. Same for all the weapons. The higher the more advanced. I'll say that you get more advanced weapons. Cause they're not like higher level. They're just more advanced, really. Well, yeah, higher level, more advanced, whatever. Anyway, yeah, you get more advanced weapons. As you get more advanced weapons, you can get more slots to put more patches, um, on your weapons and your clothes, and really fighting. Yeah, stealth. You don't really get any buffs like Legend of Zelda or Skyrim for doing stuff stealthy. Sometimes you can get you well. It depends on what it is. You don't get an attack bonus, but you can get a chance to. Um, I mean, you get extra HP if that counts, but that's a, so okay. So quick note on sneaking in Horizon Zero Dawn. There's really only one way you can sneak, and that's in the grass. If you are not in this special grass, because it's literally just not, it's not any grass. It's just this special, you know what it is, special tall red grass. And if you're not in that special tall red grass, you're not sneaking, which is really annoying. Especially when you're like outside the enemy's line of sight, and it's just like, eh. But luckily, with enemies, like as soon as you exit their, I don't know, territory. I'm gonna say I don't know what the game development term is for it, but yeah, as soon as you leave the the enemy's territory, air quotes, Yeah, they kind of like stop attacking you, or they use their um long range attacks. So yeah, it's kind of helpful there. Mm, for the most part, with Horizon Zero Dawn, you got to be sneaky with it. You gotta be sneaky with it. Trying to go in balls blazing, you're gonna get taken down because a lot of these enemies are a lot stronger, faster, and yeah, a lot stronger, faster, and just more durable than you. So you gotta be sneaky with it. You probably put down a lot of traps. You got kind of like mines type things, freeze mines, kind of electric mines, and just fireball and explosion mines. You got trip wires, electric, freeze, and fire and explosion. Um, Same thing with slingshot bombs, and let's see, you got bow and arrow. You're gonna use me using that a lot. You're gonna be using that a lot. So yeah, you're gonna be using that a lot. So knowing how to take off different components of different monsters is a key to kind of winning every battle. Because if you look at it with your god damn, what the fuck is this? I played so many different games, and it's just like all of this shit just mixing together. Anyway, you got a headpiece on you, and it's gonna tell you the weaknesses of the monster or how to stop certain attacks, certain monsters from doing certain attacks. So hitting them in those weak spots or those certain spots where the components are would definitely help you out, and it can, especially if they have some monsters have like long range weapons. So if you knock those off, now you have a long range weapon of your own, which can really do damage. Like their weapons really do damage to like other monsters, so it is ridiculous. You know, it's really ridiculous. The good thing about Horizon Zero Dawn is that um, people, regular people enemies, because you have bandits and stuff, regular people enemies take like when you hit them with an explosion wire, that's it. Like they're done. There is no oh, I still have health. Unlike Skyrim, you hit an enemy with an explosion, and it's like, all right, I'm still coming after you though. No, if you hit an enemy with an explosion in Horizon Zero Dawn, they're dead. They're done. Now, if you hit a human enemy, anyways, you hit a robot, they still gonna come at you. Um, yeah, it's more of a guerrilla tactics type fighting with Horizon Zero Dawn. So hit enemy, pop, 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 run around, hit them with hit them with arrows, kind of hit them in their vitals, pop, 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 pop. It's not that hard, but some enemies can. They're quick. Like I said, some enemies are quick. You can't just outrun them or outdo this. You kind of just have to be prepared. And a lot of the times, you got to pick your battles. Like, do I really need to fight this guy? And honestly, like most of the time, no. Like unless you're trying to explore or trying to like do some like challenge, you really don't have to fight them. You can kind of just run past them and go about your day. Really, especially like I said, as soon as you get out the spawn point, that's kind of it. Oh man, I remember one time I was sneaking around. I thought I was safe. I was like, oh man, hell yeah. Let me get over here, get in this secret area. I'm safe as hell. Nope. I was safe for a good minute, and they were kind of getting me. They were like, all right, I know you're here. I know you in this area, but I can't get you, so you're lucky. And I'm like, cool. I was scared, but I was like, cool. They can't get me. They can't get me. I know they were like, I can get this motherfucker. Hell nah. I thought wrong. I thought so wrong. I didn't even know what happened. All I know that I died, and I just seen this robot tearing apart my body. I'm like, wow. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know. One just finally discovered that he could go down there, or what happened. But all I know that I just died, and yeah, that was a bad idea. Because I knew they couldn't go over this wall that I was trying to make them. That I was kind of fighting them in. I knew they couldn't go over this wall, because I was like, "Cool, you can't go over the wall." You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna go through the entrance that I went in, so you're not gonna hit me. And it was this rock blocking the other entrance, so I'm like, okay, you ain't gonna sneak through there. Too big. Nope. It was another third entrance. Now I'm like, okay, it looked like it was blocked off. I thought it was blocked off, but apparently not. Apparently they were just like, oh, hmm, I see you, player. Bit. Get this bitch. So anywho, yeah, that's kind of all you're gonna basically do is using the bows, spears, guerrilla tactics. You have quite a different few weapons at your disposal. But unlike but yeah, in Skyrim, you don't really have a limited inventory. So you can basically use every weapon at your disposal. At Breath of the Wild, yes, you do have a limited inventory, but you can use every weapon in that inventory at your disposal. Um, Let me see. Yeah. So yeah, there's no shortage of. Oh no, I'm just gonna, nah. But they do, but the weapons do break. Any more on that later. And Horizon Zero Dawn, you have a weapon wheel. Now, think about that. Then you can run out of ammo, but you all you gotta do is just switch out the weapons. So it's not that big of a deal. Excuse me. Jesus Christ, it still took a long time. Because last time I recorded this, combat took the longest. Because there's just so much in combat that you gotta go over. I even like kind of shorten it up this time. At least I think. You, uh, yeah, there's no magic in Horizon Zero Dawn. There's no extra perks or nothing. Just you and them weapons. I'm gonna go over traveling. Yeah, you in all three games you have horses. All right, yeah. Next topic is traveling, and you have horses in all three of the games. Traveling with horses kind of bothersome in all three games to me. Especially in her like Horizon Zero Dawn. But first off, Skyrim traveling a horse, it's okay, especially if you're trying to get to someplace new that you've never been to before. Um, a lot of times you can, well, okay, you can fast travel with your horse, so that is a good thing. You can fast travel with your horse. Um, Trying to think other than that. Hmm. Nah. Yeah, you can Skyrim. You can fast travel with your horse, and and yeah, it can kind of get in the way sometimes. But yeah, your horse will help you in battle. I mean, that's basically it. It's a bit faster than just kind of running on foot, but your horse does run out of stamina like you do. So it depends on what really kind of what you're doing. Um, but yeah, it's mostly kind of I'll use it for getting someplace new that you haven't been to before. Something that's kind of not a major city, a little beaten off the path or whatever. But for on foot, Skyrim's okay on foot. You can really climb kind of anything, kind of, in Skyrim. There's some places you can't just get to just because of how the ground takes to your footing. You just kind of really have to do this weird jumpy slidey thing. Like the game kind of wants you to stay on the paths that they created, but you don't have to. So yeah, so you can go around any way that you kind of want, kind of. You can sprint, but you run out of stamina while sprinting. Um, you also have a shout that kind of propels you, jets you across the land. Um, so you can do that, but that's not that far, and it still has a cooldown. So yeah, um, fast traveling. You can't fast travel anywhere. You can't fast travel when enemies are nearby. So that's a pain. And if you can't fast travel, something else too. Oh, you can't fast travel when you're running or jumping. So if you're in the middle of a fall, you cannot fast travel. You can't just be like, haha. No, it's basically fast traveling is basically you not doing the movement. It's just your character on like an auto run, basically, because time will pass in the game. Like let's say you leave the a city by at like 9 p.m. or something, whatever, and you get in you try to go to the city across the map. You're not gonna fast travel to that city at 9 p.m. At the same time. No, it's gonna be like 12 hours later or something. It's gonna be like fucking 10 a.m. The next day. You know, so that's the thing with fast traveling. Time will pass while you are fast traveling. So kind of have to keep that in mind, especially when doing certain quests and things like that. Trying to think. Well, yeah, certain quests. There's only like a couple of them that have to not aren't time based, but they have to do with the day. So there's that. Um, Breath of the Wild, traveling horses is okay if you stay on the path they created for you. It's mostly okay. Um, like I said, it's still kind of getting away though. It's just, I mean, it's cool to like get to like certain different locations. Like if you're trying to like get to I don't know something that's off the beaten path a little bit, or because you can only fast travel to certain points. Like in Skyrim, you can only fast travel to certain points that you've already discovered and all that. That's the thing about Skyrim that's different about Breath of the Wild when it comes to fast traveling. um, in Skyrim, if you discover a cave, you can always fast travel to that cave from anywhere. And Breath of the Wild, if you discover like a new little kind of cave ish type thing, you can't fast travel. You have to fast travel to a shrine, or yeah, a shrine that's near that cave or whatever. So you can't just like fast travel to a point on the map. So yeah, it's kind of annoying like that. Um, But yeah, horses in Breath of the Wild, mostly they're okay. Unlike Skyrim, you don't buy them, um, or you can't, just steal them from just steal them. You have to tame them. You have to tame them yourself, and you have to build a bond with your horse. You have to become, you and the horse out in the wild, Breath of the Wild. But yeah, you and the horse, blah 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 blah. And it's 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 okay. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it because I don't really ride horses. It's kind of getting away. Like I said, it's getting away. It's just like all right. Can I don't want it to die because it's not like Skyrim. Skyrim horses are pretty haughty and like, they can kind of take a beating, kind of. Especially if you get certain special horses, they'll they can take a they're but fucking little tanks. But Breath of the Wild, nah. Breath of the Wild. You have different horses though. You do have different horses. Unlike Skyrim, you do have different horses. Depending on like the purity of the horse. If the horse is all one color, that horse is more pure. It's gonna be a lot harder to tame, but yeah, it's gonna have better stats. They have temperament, speed, and stamina as your stats. They can have up to 1 to 5, between 1 to 5 stars of how that works out. Stamina, speed, strength. That's what it is. Strength, and then you also have temperament. Yeah, so a more wild horse, it's gonna be hard to tame versus a more gentle horse. So, yeah, excuse me. You got that. I'm trying to think. Hmm. There's really nothing else about horses. No, you can register your horse at have stables. You can register your horse at stables, and if your horse get killed by mistake or whatever, yeah, you can have like a horse guide. There's a horse guide there, and you go to the horse guide. Is Horse guide's gonna be like, yo, killed your horse? And be like, yeah. Like, pay your money, bruh. Like, all right, give the horse guy some rupees and bada bing, bada boom, the horse is back. So yeah, you got that. Fast travel. Now think about different from Skyrim versus Breath of the Wild and fast travel. You can fast travel at any point in time. You could literally be mere seconds from death, and you could fast travel like that. So yeah, you can definitely fast travel with the quickness. Oh, you know what? I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. Healing yourself. Yeah, quick backtrack to combat and healing yourself. In Skyrim Breath of the Wild, you can heal yourself at any time. All you gotta do is go to the menu, bam, eat food, drink potions, whatever. You're healed. In Horizon Zero Dawn, no. You can make potions and kind of add them to your inventory in the middle of battle. Go to the menu and shit. But you have to eat that. Eat the potions in battle. Like they have to, they have to be done while you're taking damage. So yeah, you can't just eat 54 blocks of cheese in the middle of battle. And in the pause menu, jump back into battle. No, sorry, I had to stretch. Yeah, fast travel with Breath of the Wild, you can do it. You can do literally. You can do it at any time. So, yeah, in the middle of falling to your death, anything. But you know, like I said, it's only at certain points and a lot more limited than Skyrim is. Um, you're really only at Sheikah shrines and towers that you can teleport yourself to. But luckily, it's the same time. Like if you teleport yourself, if it's 9 a.m. on one side of the map and you teleport to the other side, it's still gonna be 9 a.m. So luckily for that's a good thing. No, trying to think. Nope. And that's it for Breath of the Wild. And we're gonna go into Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn. There are no horses. Not in the traditional sense. No flesh bone horses. You have metal horses, like all the animals in Breath of the Wild, except for like a couple of them. They are organic. I mean, they are metal. They are robot horses, and you have to override them. They're not docile creatures. They will kill you if you get next to them. So these creatures, you can once you get upgrade to your spear, and you can override them. Once you override them, you can ride them, and yeah, that override lasts as long as the horse lasts for creatures that are rideable. If they're not rideable, then the override only lasts for a few minutes. I forgot to add that to combat. That's part of the combat. So yeah. Trying to think. Yeah, you have different types of rideable animals, but really not too many. And yeah, that's kind of basically it. But it comes in terms comes to rideable animals. Let me think. On foot. On foot? I honestly have to give this to Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn has on foot, at least on foot fucking shit, down packed. Because you can literally run sprint forever. Infinite sprint. Infinite fast swimming. You have the normal, swim, and then you have the fucking swim for your life swim. And you can do that forever. You can do that forever. And yeah, that's there's no stamina wheel or stamina bar that you have to worry about. No. Once you start running, you could fucking run across the goddamn map. The only thing that will fucking stop you is a goddamn wall. Like literally though. So yeah, you can run forever in Horizon Zero Dawn. So on foot, you gotta give Horizon Zero Dawn on that one. Fast travel. I'm not sure. I think you can fast travel in combat. The shitty part about sometimes, like the fast travel points are literally right next to like enemies, and it's just like, what the fuck? Come on now, cut me a break. Like, cut me a break, god damn it. I tried to go to a couple save points, and I'm just like, look at all those fucking enemies. I'm not going over there. That's fucking ridiculous. Like, it'll be fucking ridiculous. And you're just like, fuck me. And it's not like Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild, at least the enemies take 2 weeks to come back. 2 weeks to respawn. It's like as soon as you leave and come back, there's more of them. They're constantly respawning. Ugh, Christ, so annoying. And like I said, like you got to do all these guerrilla tactics because you are farly inferior to your combatants most of the time, and it's just like I don't feel like fighting all the time. So yeah, the traveling, traveling just on horseback or on by foot is just total. I mean, sure, horse is faster. You can gallop with the horse and shit like that. It can get you past sticky situations, but it's the fact that you have to sneak up to the horse, and by the time you sneak up, override it, and get on it, you probably done got as Zero Dawn, you probably done got not contacted, spotted by every other enemy in the fucking area. So I was like, bruh, give me a break. I don't want to fight all of y'all. I just want to go. It's like there's no docile creatures. You know what I'm saying? There's no docile creatures in Horizon Zero Dawn. And if there are, they're floating around all the dangerous ones. Yeah, yeah, that was fast travel horses and on foot in Horizon Zero Dawn. Um, Honestly, I just give it Skyrim just for the fact that you don't really have to worry about too many like different types of elements when you traveling in Skyrim. Because like if you're traveling in Breath of the Wild and it starts raining, you can't climb anything, and you have to climb a lot. And not that you can't, but it's very very hard to climb in Breath of the Wild once it starts raining. So yeah, it's very very hard. Um, and the elements don't fuck with you in Skyrim. Like in Breath of the Wild, if you go to a cold spot and you're not wearing the right armor or you don't have it, you're gonna die. Like you're gonna die. Or you go to a very hot spot like the desert or the volcano, you're gonna die. So yeah, it's different. It's I don't want to say different, but it's definitely interesting. I don't know what I wanted to say there, but anywho, yeah, all that shit. So yeah, there's definitely a lot in the realism there. Skyrim, no, you can just fucking run. You run out of stamina, run some more. Got a horse? Shit, the horse can basically climb the mountain too. So, I mean, fuck. I have to give it to Skyrim on this one. Unfortunately, Breath of the Wild, I mean, not Breath of the Wild, Horizon Zero Dawn is going to be like at the bottom for a lot of this. Like, you can climb in Horizon Zero Dawn, but you're limited to only certain things that are like marked yellow. And those are few and far in between, so. It's so stupid. Like, it's so limiting, and it's just like, I can only climb this, and I say it's so limiting like that because if you miss that little mark to grab the yellow ledge or square or whatever, you're gonna die. You're gonna drop down to your fucking death. And it's just like, well, fuck. For an open world game, it's pretty limiting on how you move. Um, Mike, it's not a bad game, but there's ways it could be way better. But anywho, not to shit on the game. Like honestly, I like the game. It's very enjoyable. Kind of just really like just the story. I'll say is enjoyable. The kind of the gameplay, not too much necessarily. They should keep the open world aspect of it if there's a sequel or if there's sequel coming out. I'm not entirely sure. But anywho, on the weapons. Um, yeah, this will be the last. This video is gonna be broken up into two parts. I should have said that earlier. Yeah, so we broken up into two parts, and cause this was a lot. 3 whole games, talking about 3 different, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different categories of how gameplay works in each of these three games. And like some of them are wildly different, some of them aren't. And it's just hard, and it's just not a lot to explain, not hard to explain. It's just a lot to do, especially because it's an open world, and you can do a lot of different things a lot of different ways. So this will be the last topic for this part. Part two will be either released right after or tomorrow. Depending on how I'm feeling. And if you're just in the playlist, then just go to fucking side B. I don't know. Click the tape over the side B. Anywho, weapons. Variety. Variety in Skyrim. Not to say that there's not variety, but there is, like, the designs. The designs look good, but they're all named this. They're all the same. Just you have, yeah, like I said, you have swords, maces, war axes, daggers, bows, war hammers, um, double axes, great swords. There we go, and shields. And out of all those, they just get different names because you go from iron all the way to dragon and daedric, which is like the two strongest armors, base armors, and weapons in the game. And so it's just like all you do is just swap out the name and change the design, and boom, you have the higher different tier of weapon. Now you have light armor and heavy armor. I forgot to mention the combat though in Skyrim that if you have a heavier weapon, it will swing slower. So that's something to point out. And if you have a heavy bow, it will fire slower. But so it depends on what you want. So most of the heavier bows are more powerful. So it's like, do you want power or do you want rate of fire? So something to think about. Anywho, weapons variety. That's kind of how it is. It's just renaming the same type of weapon differently. And just upping the damage. Not to say the designs aren't cool. It's just it's just not. They could have done better with the variety. Yeah, that's basically it. You can find them in random chests off enemies and whatever else, however else you find them. Random chests off enemies. Some people may give it to you. Um, yeah, through quests and shit. But crafting, not crafting. That's where the real art comes in. You become a smith. Higher your smithing skill, the greater the level of weapon that you can acquire. Yes. From level 15, the measly iron weapons, to level 100, to Daedric. To Daedric and dragon weapons. Now, smithing. Are you really? The only thing about that's kind of hard about smithing is materials, especially once you get to the higher level, like Dragon and Daedric. Especially with Daedric, you need Daedric hearts. Daedric hearts are either expensive or hard to find. Kinda. It's just when finding a Daedra is just so few of them that you can farm that it just takes a while to get enough to even really like make a full set of armor or a full set of this and that. So that's the only downside. And then plus like the ebony ingots that go along the Daedric hearts. Yeah, those are expensive. And an ebony ore is really hard to find. unless you go to the ebony ore mine, which is on there's only like one of. So yeah, I mean, sure, the ores respawn after every like couple weeks or whatever, or a month. I don't know how long it is. I think it's like once a month or something, like in-game month or something like that. But yeah. But yeah, either you buy it off a merchant, which is going to be expensive as fuck, or um, or you go mining, which it's just gonna take a long time. So yeah, there's that. Um, Most of them, all the weapons can be upgraded. Can be upgraded to legendary status. Yeah, status is status. That is the top legendary. Yeah, yeah, it can be upgraded, and yeah, once you learn like the level 100 skill, there are some items that can't be crafted, like fur armor cannot be crafted. Oh god, what is it? There's certain armors that just that you just find. You can't craft them yourself, which is it's okay. I mean, it's not like they're super powerful or nothing to shake a leg at, anyways. So, it's kind of worth it, kind of. I mean, you can just grab any. It's kind of like a collectioner type thing, in Skyrim a little bit to be able to keep every single type of weapon that you find or whatever. I mean, not every variation weapon, I'll say. Um, yeah, that's it. On to alrighty, crafting. On to Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild. It's basically just you finding weapons. You can find top tier weapons early on in the game if you're ballsy enough to go to the areas where there are top tier weapons. Honestly, like as soon as you get off the tutorial area, you can find top tier weapons. And yeah, you find top tier weapons. That's good enough. I'm trying to think what else be about top tier weapons. Um, such a variety of them though. There's so many different varieties, especially with the Gerudo, the Hylian things, the royal weapons, just the randomness of the weapons that you find. You got elemental weapons, and it's just so many. Yeah, so many different types of weapons that you can find off enemies and chests. Just doing anything it's crazy. You don't craft weapons. No, you don't craft weapons at all. You just find them, or you get them off quest. That's it. That is the only way. And they break. Unlike Skyrim, they break. Your weapon will break after a while, and that's it. You have to find a new weapon, or you're fucked. So yeah, it's always kind of fucked up. Um, Trying to think. I think it's a plane. Sorry, guys. Special guest. Yeah, plane over. But yeah, yeah, this variety is crazy. So many different types of weapons and things of that nature. They all work the same. Like I said, with the combat, they all work the same. But yeah, the types of weapons are crazy. You also have different like kind of like boost up. Now you can boost up a weapon. I forgot you can boost up a weapon in Skyrim with enchanting, different types of elemental enchantments, poison effects, or they're just different types of effects. These kind of have the same type of thing, but they're kind of limited. Some have like like with the bows, a quick shot, so you can pull it, aim it faster. I mean, no, draw it faster. Um, um, some are a long shot, so pick off enemies from far away. Some can shoot three at a time, which not that doesn't mean you shoot three arrows. You shoot three of your arrows in your inventory. You shoot one arrow and it turns into three. Don't know how that works, but it works. Um, or shoot one arrow and it turns into three. Or you can get the five variety, the times five variety. You shoot one arrow and it turns into five. So yeah, that is very, very, very nice to get. Yeah. Rather than just the good thing about weapons. Some weapons in Skyrim they do respawn or whatever, but mostly on the enemies or stuff like that. Not really respawn and chests. They kind of if the chests do respawn, it's just gonna be like a random weapon. Now the weapons in Breath of the Wild, those exact weapons respawn. So if you find a weapon out in some type of cave or something, stuck in the ground somewhere, that weapon will respawn every blood moon. So boom, you're gonna have a new weapon. Bam, 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 bam. Every blood moon, bam, you're gonna be able to get that weapon again. With Horizon Zero Dawn, no, they don't. You can craft them or you can buy them outright. No, wait, no. You have to craft them. You have to get the materials to craft them. Or I think I don't know like how that works, because you still have to get the materials and you still have to pay. So it's like, it's so weird. It's kind of like that Blue Apron shit, where you give Blue Apron money, but they give you the food and the instructions how to do it. It's like you're giving the merchant all the materials and shit to make it and the money to make it, but they have the instructions on how to make it. So, excuse me. That's weird. Like, so it is weird. So yeah, you're not in Horizon Zero Dawn. You're not finding weapons out in the ground. You can only buy them. Or are they given to you? I don't think so. I think maybe like one is. I think maybe one's given to you, but other than that, no. You're finding weapons. I mean, you're buying your own weapons. You have to get the materials to craft them, and yeah, you're buying your own weapons all the time. Yeah. Other than like I said, it's different and more advanced weapons of the same thing that kind of give you more variety. Or like at first you have only like a weapon with a piercing shot. It's a long bow with at first it's only a piercing shot, but once you get to the most advanced weapon, you have the long bow with the piercing shot plus two other different shots that do two other different things. So yeah, that's kind of how that works. And plus you can get like I said, the patches on there to either add damage, add different types of damage. Um, yeah, add different types of damage. So yeah, you also have that. Uh, yeah, that's it. We went over combat, traveling, and weapons. Whew, that was a lot. So yeah, hopefully that gave you a kind of a bit of an understanding in this part of whatever. I don't know. Now, in this part, but yeah, part two definitely be coming out really really soon. So blah blah blah. My brain is just like, uh huh. um, yeah. You have any like recommendations on open world games? I plan on getting that at the time of this video, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot didn't came out not too long ago, about like a week ago, and I still haven't gotten it yet. So yeah, uh, yeah, I definitely plan on getting that as an open world Dragon Ball game. Yeah, that sounds hype. Um, I just, I just want to be able to turn Super Saiyan and fly around the world. There's just I don't know something about that golden aura flying around the world. You know how they have that little in Dragon Ball, they have a little aura and they fly off, and you see the gold, the trail of aura behind them or whatever. Trail of key. Not aura, key. I like seeing that. So I just want to be able to do that. You know, it's for aesthetic reasons, and be able just to freely just transform. Not saying that it won't have any implications, but just freely transform would be awesome. Trying to think. Yeah. If you have any recommendations for open world games or just games in general, hit me up on Twitter, GP Podcast. Same with Instagram. Under the same name. Yeah. I'm trying to think. What else? Oh, right. Subscribe. Shit. I guess I don't fucking know. Fucking care. Yeah. If you're listening to this on YouTube, subscribe. I guess. Hmm. Mm. Yeah. So welcome. And now we end side A of the tape. Please flip the tape over to side B. Thank you.